will not sin again. In the reading that you just saw, I read in the book of Genesis in chapter 33 to see in the life of Esau and Jacob. My suggestions to you is to first go and read the chapters before it. It's because of time I narrowed it down to just this one chapter. In the kind of contact that you saw between Esau and Jacob. Remember, Jacob stole his blessings for a bowl of meal. And even with the conspiracy from their mom, who decided to take Jacob to receive the blessing that is due to Esau, who was the first child, the first one. Remember, the first fruit is dedicated to God the Lord. Remember, as the first fruit, the father called him for a blessing. But Jacob disguised himself and presented himself as Esau. So fraud did not start today, even among those that fear God. Among the blessings of God, you have heard me talk a lot about the fraud that is going on in the church. And this series arose also as a result of the fraud against the children of God. Because the people kept lying to them and deceiving to them. And a lot of people are opening their mouth because of their selfishness of what they're going to gain from those that decide to condemn others and the majority of the people. Because they want them to follow their way, they want them to be indoctrinated into their own lifestyles and ways and means and resources. Do not surrender to that as a soldier of Christ, as a child of God. Do not be like Jacob. They disguise themselves to be a representative of Christ, to be a man of God in whichever capacity they are, but they are a wolf in cheap clothing. When it is time to stand up for God, they deny God. That is not the way of the soldiers. For you have taken an oath before God to die in defense of your faith, regardless of what the threats that's come to your life, to stand up for the truth. To stand up in defense of the gospel, in defense of your faith and what you believe. To shun everyone that attacks you and mocks you. Whatever they have said or done, and stay focused on the journey that you are doing in the world. Christ himself did not allow any of those persecutions and any of those pressures and any of those things that the world had for him. Did not stop him from being able to complete the mission that he came for. If you are gone in the book of Genesis in chapter 25 from verse 21 to 26, you would have also seen Isaac as the son of Rachel. He prayed to God on behalf of his wife. But you now saw what has happened and the children as they struggled even in coming out in the life of Rachel, in the womb of Rachel. Prophesy that two nations are in your womb. And indeed it was as they kick and as they fight from right inside of their womb, Esau and Jacob. Even as Esau decides to come out, Jacob did not let him go. He was holding him by his heels. Verse 26. Previous one is from verse 23. and 22, you will see conflict between two people from inside the womb who are twins. So to eat his meal and to be able to take his place, it's like sometimes you find a lot of people struggle in the family, the war in the families, where you see the younger one. In fact, I have such a war in my own family where my younger brother always think that he is the first child and always want to take what is mine and what is belonging to me. So I use that as an example to tell you that it's real and is the truth. The challenge between siblings and how it's tearing down families. These are sins that ought to be confessed. But the reason why the Lord had given me this particular chapter to give you about Esau and Jacob is for you to see. He ran and went and found a wife and married the two of them and have accumulated a lot of wealth. But to look at how he went to his brother on coming back home. Remember, there was made a promise that he was going to return home as his father had already instructed him. Where he was living, make sure you come back home. And he is going back home. Then it was dawned on him that this conflict that started between them from inside the womb has not been resolved. But you see all the steps that he took in order to get to his brother. If you read in verse 32 and 31, you will see how he sent some people ahead of time to let his brother know and see if it is okay for him to come down. But you notice that his brother, older brother, did not have any grudge against him. Even though he knew that, Jacob knew that. He now sent a lot of gifts ahead of time to appease his brother, to make him comfortable. He was showing some kind of remorse in the way he had done that. That felt that he is sorry for what he had done.